figurine in my brain, winding me up and pulling.
Voice in My Head was one of the other songs I did on my little Montreal trip. I wrote this one with Billboard, who's a French-Canadian producer. It was my first time working with him. He's like super nice, very quiet, but you know, a lot of the stuff that I was writing, I wasn't sure like if he liked anything, because he's just like super quiet and just like doesn't say much. So I was like very in my head, with hence Voice in My Head. And I was like, does anybody like anything I'm doing? Like, do I suck right now? I just get like super in my head, especially when I'm writing, because I write everything alone, which is like cool and fun, but then also, you know, if it's bad, it's all on you, you know? So I was like, you know, kind of sweating it out a bit because he was so quiet. I couldn't tell if he like liked anything I was doing. So then I was just in my head, and I wrote Voice in My Head about like talking to the voice in my head, telling it to shut up because I was trying to do my job, and I couldn't because there's like this huge yappy insecurity like screaming at me, which I think we can all relate to. I think we all have a voice in our head that says different things depending on who we are, but in particular mine just, you know, tells me I suck all the time, which is not good. And I also, like, when I write, I like to personify things that aren't tangible, like with Scars to Your Beautiful, and I do that like throughout all of my records. So this is another one of those things. I like personified this like intangible voice and like pretended to talk to it and all the things that I would say to it if it were real, and that's what I came up with. I feel like that voice is always gonna be there no matter what. I feel like just as human beings, we're always gonna have those insecurities and those fears. It's like a part of our biology, it's a part of our survival in a way. Kind of looking at it that way and knowing that it's not necessarily your fault, but there's a way that you can like actually work with that anxiety and fear has really helped me. So I feel like the way that we talk to ourselves really helps, just like being patient with ourselves and knowing that just because those thoughts come up, you can't really stop them from coming up, but you can stop engaging with them and stop believing them. I think that's the key. It's sort of like just observing them and knowing, okay, this is like my insecurity, but this isn't reality. It like helps put it away, you know? So it's not like driving the car, it's just like in the passenger seat, but you're in control of the car. The car being your brain, I guess, or life. I don't know. I'm filled with analogies that don't really make sense, but I think that makes sense. I don't know.